Chapter 12, Section 4 is the composition of transformations. And composition means we're going to put some together. Our objective is to understand glide reflections and a composite of transformations. So what we're going to do is we're going to take triangle ABC, we're going to reflect it over L, then we're going to reflect it over M, and then we're going to reflect it over N. And these should be labeled on your notes. So first of all, we're going to take this triangle. I'm going to draw just that much of the line. And then we're going to take that and we're going to reflect it over. And then we have triangle right here. And we have triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. From there, we need to take this triangle and reflect it over line M. So here is line M. And we're going to take that and flip it over or reflect it. And now we have triangle A double prime, B double prime, C double prime. And then the last one we have is to take that triangle and reflect it over line N. So there's the triangle. And here's line N. And when we reflect that, sorry, hope you can still see this, we have triangle A triple prime, B triple prime, C triple prime. And if you look at this, there were 3 reflections, 1, 2, 3. Our first 2 lines right here are intersecting. And these 2 lines right here are parallel. And you'll notice we started with triangle A, B, C going in a clockwise direction, and A triple prime, B triple prime, C triple prime goes in a counterclockwise rotation, so the orientation actually switched. A glide reflection is a composition of transformations. It is a composition of a translation and a glide. Because a glide is a composition of 2 isometries, the vectors can be used in place of the parallel lines. So in these 2 examples, you are asked to perform the glide reflection. We start with the triangle. First we reflect it, and then we translate it. So I'm going to draw my line in the triangle. So there is our reflection. And then I'm going to take, I guess I can't use that one. I'm going to take my triangle from right there. And we need to translate it along that vector. So we take that and we slide it. And then I forgot to trace on the back side. To flip it over and color on the back side. So there we line it up, and then we slide it, And this would be triangle N prime, M prime, L prime, and this would be M double prime, N double prime, L double prime. Number 2, we start with this quadrilateral. First we translate it along this vector, and then we reflect it over the line. So I'm slightly running out of tracing paper. Sorry, there are so many shapes on here. There's my translation vector, and there's my quadrilateral. So I'm going to color on the back side of the quadrilateral. And then we slide this vector up. And there's my first quadrilateral. P prime, Q prime, R prime, and S prime. And then we take that quadrilateral, trace it over again, right here, the new quadrilateral, and this is my reflecting line. Put an R right there just so I know which one I'm talking about. And then we flip it over and we trace over that, and this would be S double prime, P double prime, Q double prime, and R double prime. And you notice first we had to translate because this came first, and then we did the reflection. Now we have some similar things, only now these are done on a coordinate grid. So we start with triangle KLM. First we need to rotate that 180 degrees. And for the rotation of 180 degrees, XY becomes negative X, negative Y. So to rotate 180 degrees, these all become the opposite. So this would be negative 4, 1, negative 5, 2, and negative 1, 4. And then we take these new points and we reflect over the y-axis. If you reflect over your y-axis, then you change your x. So this would become 4, 1, 5, 2, and 1, 4. So we're just going to draw the second and the third triangles. Negative 4, 1 is K prime. Negative 5, 2 is L prime, and negative 1, 4 is M prime. That's our second triangle. We should draw our first one also. 4, 1 is K. I'm sorry, that's 4, negative 1. 5, negative 2 is L, and 1, negative 4 is M. So this is our first triangle, and then we rotate it 180 degrees to come up with that triangle, and then we reflect it over the y-axis. So K double prime is 4, 1, L double prime is 5, 2, and M double prime is 1, 4. And that right there is the final shape. Number 4, I'm going to draw this triangle first. 1, negative 2 is J. 4, negative 2 is K. and 3, 0 is L. So that's my original triangle. If we reflect it over the x-axis, we change our y's. So that will be 1, 2, 4, 2, and 3, 0. 1, 2 is J prime. 4, 2 is K prime. And 3, 0 is L prime. So that's the original. This is our first reflection. And then we need to rotate 180 degrees. If you rotate 180 degrees, everything becomes the opposite. So that will be -1, -2, -4, -2, and -3, 0. -1, -2 is J double prime. -4, -2 is K double prime. And -3, 0 is L double prime. And that right there is your final figure. A reminder, a translation is 2 reflections over parallel lines. A rotation is 2 reflections over intersecting lines. A glide reflection is produced by a translation and then a reflection. And to determine the magnitude of each translation, whatever the distance between the parallel lines, the magnitude is twice that. So right here between the parallel lines is 5 centimeters. That means our magnitude is twice that, which is 10 centimeters. Right here, the distance between the parallel lines is 1 inch. So the magnitude would be 2 inches. And this one right here, distance between the parallel lines is 8 inches. So the magnitude would be 16 inches. Example 6, to draw the lines of reflection that produce this transformation, you connect a pre-image and an image point, and then you bisect that, or find the point in the middle, and then you do the perpendicular bisectors of each of those. So you bisect the segment, cut it in half, and then bisect each of those halves. Letter B, connect a pre-image and an image point. Find the midpoint, and then of the next of those 2 segments, find the perpendicular bisector. And letter C, pre-image and an image point. Find the midpoint, and then perpendicular bisectors. Example 7, between these 2 lines is 67 degrees. The entire rotation would be twice that then. 67 times 2 is 134 degrees. This angle is 82 degrees. That means the entire rotation is twice that. So that would be 164 degrees. This angle is 44 degrees. So the entire rotation would be 88 degrees. And example 8, draw the 2 intersecting lines that produce the following rotation. You connect the center of the rotation to 2 points, bisect that, So I cut that angle right in half, and then you bisect each of those angles. Letter B, here's the center of the rotation, and I am going to connect B and B prime, bisect that angle, and then bisect each of those. I'm off a little bit on that one. And then here's the center. I'm going to connect C and C prime, bisect that angle, and then bisect each of those.